playground legend returns back to back to back. Poor boy Sin, welcome to
Downtown Detroit shining brightly tonight. What a look at the Motor City from just across the river. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at Toronto, they ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
Well, right now for the Pistons, they had some high hopes coming out of the gate. Frustrated with their level of play thus far, but they certainly have the pieces to be a factor in this race.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, the NBA changed the lottery odds in 2019 to encourage competition among its conference's least successful teams. But some want even more to be done. They call for eliminating the draft altogether. Another potential solution, a play-in tournament for teams 7 through 10 in each conference, which would eliminate the need for trying not to win as much as possible during the regular season. However it's done, the league has stated its desire for parity. Kevin?
Great, DA. Thanks. And, Smitty, what about the teams that know they're going to be championship-caliber contenders? How do they stay motivated early in a season with so many games to play?
You know, it's hard. I think a lot of those guys, they're looking at, I would say now we're talking about load management for those type of teams. They're just trying to make sure their bodies, their minds are ready for that run. But usually those championship teams, they understand they're motivated by winning. They get it together at the right time.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. Jermichael Green is out there with Steven Adams. And it's George in at the 3. And for Detroit, on the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Conley out there with J.R. Smith. And it's Prince in at the 3, the small forward. For 3, Smith. On the rebound goes to the Thunder. Robertson with it. And here's Westbrook. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's something you hate. You're trying to come in with an aggressive mindset, and that early foul could take you right out of it.
Green, the pass to Westbrook. Down to 5 on the shot clock. On the top of the key, Blake Griffin pulls it in. Prince outside, 3-pointer. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Prince has gotten better at creating his own shot, but the catch-and-shoot game is still his specialty.
And Smitty, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways.
Passes it to Green. Westbrook against Prince. In the corner, George with it. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Prince. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Really impressive. Prince has put in the work to diversify his offense. More comfortable now from mid-range.
Outside, George. There's the pass to Robertson. Back to George. Over Prince. And there's Paul George on the assist from Robertson.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Smith outside. That shot off, and Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
And you could see them losing confidence, and it turned into a domino effect.
Now Smith, after Westbrook's missed 3. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
And all quarter long, it's been the same story, inconsistent with his offense.
George dishes to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Adams down low. Working on Drummond. Outside for George. Over Prince. Here's Adams. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the basket.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, the other team is feeding off that enthusiasm. You have to try and match that energy.
And they pick up 2.
Everybody talks about the 3-ball, but Sean Livingston understands his game. The mid-range game, he's a master at it.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pistons ahead, leading by 3. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. Guys, what do you think so far from what we've seen from the Pistons?
You can see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
So for Oklahoma City right now, they've got Adams, Diallo out there with Dennis Schroeder. And there's Anthony Tolliver, and it's Porter in at the 3 slot. Livingston hits both of them.
Well, with all the numbers that Sean Livingston can put up, nothing would ever surpass the fact that he came back from his terrible injury so long ago. Fans around the league and players have nothing but respect for Sean Livingston for fighting back.
Here's Schroeder. Adams, the pass to Tolliver. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Tolliver's got his first points in this one.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
Can't hit that one. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. And for Livingston, it almost feels like everything he does is just icing on the cake.
Winning multiple titles, being a key member on arguably the greatest team of all time. Crazy to think that none of this would have happened if he didn't put in the work to recover from that fall.
Thunder have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Here's Schroeder. Tries again. Adams. It's good on the putback.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Livingston, and Adams sends it back. Porter kicks it over to Schroeder. Wide open look. He goes up again, and it's Adams getting it to go. Adams has got the lead up to 5 now for Oklahoma City. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
And the Pistons, entirely new group now out there. The Thunder also changing it up. Green, he's checked in for Tolliver. Paul George comes in for Porter. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Diallo. To end the run. That's it, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Conley.
One of Conley's calling cards, getting into the paint and converting, even though he's often the smallest guy on the floor.
George. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
Some guys just understand how to generate points. He's one of them.
And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. They're getting their first look at the Thunder. in this one.
And it wasn't a matchup they fared well in last year, as they just couldn't figure this team out.
Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a six-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
I can't believe he missed those shots. Wow, he is usually lights out from there.
Here's Conley. Here's Drummond. Lays it up off the glass.
Multi-time NBA rebound leader. Might want to think about putting a body on Drummond.
Westbrook against Smith. Almost, but it rolls out. Pistons trailed by 3. Pass to Griffin. Stolen by Westbrook. Here's George. And it's sent back by Drummond.
That rejection was well timed. Get that shot out of here. Drummond staying patient, waiting for the right moment to pounce.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. It's the Thunder as they end the second quarter on a 14-6 run. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter and now have a fairly comfortable 5-point lead here at halftime. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, the offensive production of Steven Adams, that was extra. You know what he gives you. He gives you that toughness and rebounding. But in the first half, he showed he can generate points as well.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, they're definitely struggling with their offensive efficiency. Anytime you're shooting in the low 30s from the floor, you're not going to put yourself in a position to win. They look too predictable right now. They need to do a better job of adjusting to what they're seeing from the defense.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Steven Adams with a strong contribution so far in this one.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yes, defensively, what they've done, they funnel people his way and banking on his ability to intimidate.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Conley out there with Smith. And it's Prince in at the small forward spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. And that one misses.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far this game has come.
Stolen by Westbrook. for the finish, and Westbrook throws it down hard.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Tries it from 19. Conley's shot is off.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Here's Robertson. Adams trying to free himself up. The second effort, and it's sent back by Drummond. Conley into the lane, and it's sent back by George.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. The Thunder also changing it up. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Steven Adams, and Diallo subbed in for Robertson. Diallo inside. And Maker sends it back. There's 1:17 left to play in the third. Here's Livingston. Nailed from three-point land. Livingston's got 7. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
The tray. Livingston, no luck.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
The ability to close out on perimeter shooters is so important in today's game.
Pass to Green, and Green slams it in.
But what about the athletic ability of Green? A real powerhouse who just knows how to bring the hammer down.
It's Brown on the wing. Shoots a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Green's got 4 rebounds in this game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Pistons trail by 13. Kennard's shot is off. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. Here's George. Schroeder outside. The shot's good on the assist by George. That's 7 points for Dennis Schroeder.
Shooting confidently from long range. Schroeder with a great balance on that shot.
And so it's Oklahoma City in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They have made it. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
Guys, good job hitting ahead. That means we're running, which is good, okay? We've got to pay attention right now, okay, and what we're doing coming out of timeouts.
Pushing the action, fast pace. Billy Donovan wants to keep them rolling it out.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job in transition. They just need to stay focused and be efficient.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. A moment now to reset the lineups. Back to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. So the Thunder 5 right now. Porter is out there with Green. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Robertson in at the 2 spot. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
He can do incredible things. He can also help you win by simply being reliable.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Detroit Pistons. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Conley's got 5 points in the quarter. Hey, Smitty, every NBA player has their Mount Rushmore. Every NBA fan does. The 4 players they consider the best of all time. So I'll ask you, who is on your NBA Mount Rushmore?
I would say Michael Jordan, Kevin, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant. Those are my 4. Great player movement, great ball movement. That's fun to watch.
It's Prince on the wing. Offensive rebound. Drummond. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Leveraging one of their best assets, Drummond's dominance inside.
Conley against Schroeder. 1:36 left in the game. That one goes. Count it.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
They don't want to leave no chance for a comeback. Just focus on playing the right way.
There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter of this one. The Thunder leading by 13. Outside Porter. This one for three. Rebound Detroit. Drummond's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Kennard. Sinks the triple.
And that's exactly what Conley is out there to do. Love how he sets his teammates up.
Thunder have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Oklahoma City.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Steven Adams.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Schroeder up top, covered by Conley. The Thunder with another miss.
And that's okay. Even though you missed, you had the right guy taking the shot.
An easy 2 points on the layup.
Game on the line. You trust Mike Conley to deliver.
It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. It's really essential. They put a stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution.
And an intentional foul right there. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 7. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
Licking their wounds. It hasn't come together for them tonight.
They are left picking up the remains of their game plan. Better luck next time.
Here's Edwards. It drops. And now they trail by just 4.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're ahead by 4. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Here's Whitehead. Here's Lure. Great tee that time from Green.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.